Labor Day means and what are the rights that employees should have and employers should also have when it comes to work and to their employees. And tonight I'm glad to have Sylvia Wangeshi from my right side. She is psychologist and an entrepreneur at the same time. And we have Gladson Obwamo, is a director, Ghetto Grinders Community Network, and he'll be telling us what they grind at Ghetto Community Network. And we shall be coming back to you in a short while as we do a certain kind of introduction, and then we dive into the show. Welcome to EBN TV, and this is where we give you the stories that challenge you, the stories that make you grow in every step of your life. Welcome again to EBN TV. I'm the face of the show, Jeff Kimayu.
Neno la Bwana, neno la Bwana ni utajiri. Haleluya. Neno la Bwana ni taa yangu. Neno
mwanga neno nihana mwanga neno nihana mwanga
That was a great opener to the show tonight, and this is the engine that drives the nation, and this is Labor Day edition, being the 4th or 5th 2025. And on board I have a psychologist and an entrepreneur at the same time, and she's Sylvia Wangeshi, and in between we have Gladson Obwamu. He is the director at Ghetto Grinders Community Network. I'll start with ladies first. Welcome to EBN TV.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
As you've said, my name is Sylvia Wangeshi Werimo. I'm a psychologist by profession,
Yes.
and I'm also a young entrepreneur. Very key, young.
Young
Yes.
entrepreneur. Okay, we
I'm
need that
glad to be
energy.
here.
I'm getting back to you for more introduction as we move with the flow of the show. Last one, welcome to EBN TV.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah. Gladson, Obwamu, some know me like Gladson Madin, still my name. The director, Ghetto Grinders Community Network. This is a youth-led organization where we focus on so many things, like economic empowerment and working on mental health issues by use of art. Yeah, we use art to make sure that people remain okay. They can get to write their stories about what is wrong with their minds. Also, they can draw their future. So that just to make sure that if you see something, it means you can achieve it. Yeah.
Okay, what do you mean when you say that you play or you work with art?
With art, for example, let's say someone is going through something that is maybe disturbing them. Maybe mentally they're not talking, maybe it's depression or maybe anxiety or something like that. So what we do is we have the person in a room, then we tell them to draw what they think their future should look like. Yeah. So when they draw what the future should look like, then we are asking them, what do you think you can do to achieve this? Then through that, you get creative, and through those creativity, you also find your own purpose. You find that, okay, so this is actually what I like, and since this is what I like, it means that if I follow this path and I don't put too much pressure on myself as a person, I can actually have a better future and maybe control my mental health status. Yeah.
Okay, and I think it's a good thing that you've started. And suppose I want to member myself with your team. What are the guidelines that I'm supposed to know so that I'm in your team?
It's easier. We are on all social media platforms as Ghetto Grinders Community Network. You just get in touch. You send us a direct message via our inbox. Then someone will reach out to you and tell you all the process that you need to do. We just need to do a simple registration, and you are part of the team.
Okay, that's great. I think we'll be helping a great nation, because I think we need to plant seeds so that we harvest later. Okay, we have a young entrepreneur, Sylvia Wangeshi. What do you do as an entrepreneur?
Me, wearing the heart of an entrepreneur, I call myself a jack of all trades. I'm a Kikuyu, and we do all businesses.
Don't tell us you tell sugar.
Right now, if you tell me you want to be Azzy, I'll come with it. If you want the person to carry the load, I'll tell you I know someone. But generally, I'm so much into fashion. I love fashion, and fashion is so wide. When we talk about fashion, people just think about dressing. But fashion is so wide. Fashion includes makeup, dressing up, styling, and all that. So basically, I'm a stylist. I style people depending what they want to wear in different occasions. So people come to me, I tell them what they should wear, their body type, and the clothes that will fit them well. And aside that, I do makeup. I'm a makeup artist. And I sell clothes now. And I've employed someone who is young also.
So where can people find you?
I'm in TikTok right now, and also in Instagram as Sylvia Werimo.
Fashion?
Pardon?
Location.
In Kariobangi.
Kariobangi.
Yes.
So that is nearer to Nairobi, to town, and to many places. But since you're in social media across, it will be easy for people to find you. 2 days ago, it was Labor Day. What comes in your mind when you hear Labor Day?
Okay, for me, Labor Day, I would start by sitting down and seeing our nation and the people inside the nation.
Yeah.
That day in Labor Day, when people hear Labor Day,
Yeah.
for them it's a holiday. It's celebrating that day. But for me, when I sit down, it's embracing the people.
Yeah.
The labor is the people and not the work itself. So basically for me, I would embrace people loving the Labor Day for themselves and not for the nation.
Yeah.
They do not take Labor Day as a day, but they take it upon themselves. Yeah.
Okay, Gladson. Sometimes labor is a word that can be used to be something so hard, so expensive, so heavy to lift. What comes in your mind, or what surrounds your thoughts when it comes to Labor Day?
To me, Labor Day, I can say it's more of a reflection, whereby we celebrate different diversities that we have as a country, where we just look at what people do to survive. So, whereby it's more of telling someone, as long as you are able to put food on your table, whether you are employed, self-employed, or just doing casual jobs, we celebrate you as a person. We understand your efforts that you are doing outside there. That 100 bob, that 10,000, that 1 million that you make a day, we recognize where you are, and we take all works that people do as very important. So to me, Labor Day, when I see it as a way that we as a country, as a people, we just celebrate what we do. We also celebrate everyone who makes an effort to make Kenya a great country and their families to be stable.
That's a great one. What is the significance? What do you think it is the significance of Labor Day? Because I do that, and I'll still come to the side of you being a psychologist when it comes to stress in work and how do you manage, and again, work against what you're being paid, how you still manage the same, and what do you think should be the significance of Labor Day? What do you think we should celebrate as people?
For me, when I sit down and I think about it, I just feel first Labor Day should be relief. Let people rest. And I was sitting down that day and hearing people saying, I wish Labor Day was not only one day. That should tell you that people are tired outside here and people need rest. And going back to work, if you've not rested enough, it will affect your work and it will affect you also. And the significance of Labor Day, the question is it really felt? You know, because right now, if you ask a Kenyan, what is the significance of Labor Day, they will just tell you rest. But do they really get rest that day? That's the big question.
They don't. Okay, I'll come back to you. Gladson, what are some of the things that we need to be reminded of when it comes to Labor Day? Because I think celebrating Labor Day, I think it's a rest after hard work. And this hard work should be followed by a good pay. But we see a reward at the same time, and we see it is not happening. So I think when it comes to us making a stop and thinking, or even trying to think back or reflecting, we have to see some things have not been aligning, and we have to make them better in future. So what do you think are some of the things that we need to think about, or even to speak out when it comes to Labor Day? Because I think as a country, as I said, this is the engine that drives a nation. What do you think we should build our strength in so that we see a great nation that is coming up from Labor Day?
So first I want to start with the employers, because this conversation that has been going around, and my sister also talked about it, the importance of checking on the mental health of a person. It's very, very key. So when you're talking about Labor Day, as much as we are celebrating the efforts, the energy, and the power the people possess in making Kenya a great country, also we have to look at, now this person is working. Now, how is he mentally? How is she mentally? How is she coping with the stresses of work? How much work? Are we having equal pay for equal job done? Or are we trying to just pay you peanuts for a heavy load? The other time walikuwa use this phrase kwamba kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee, which means kwamba the old are working, but those who are getting paid are the old people. So you don't get value for your work.
Yeah.
So are we ensuring that if I am working for you, I'm getting the pay that equals what I'm doing for you? If I'm adding value to your work, do you even value me as a person? So that's a conversation that we should be having, whereby you make sure kwamba someone has to be sound. If someone tells you today I'm feeling low, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling anxious, or I feel like I'm not okay, are we as employers able to see and understand that and maybe take an action on it? And do you have urgency when it comes to such issues? Because if we don't have urgency, we are losing a labor. Because work will always be there, but you also need a force. So if the force is not there, who will do the work? You see. So when we are celebrating Labor Day, we need to emphasize on that. We need, as much as work is there, these people who are working need to be sound. They should be mentally okay. Number two, we should need to look at the pay. Currently, our economy is not doing very well, and we know that the price of commodities always skyrocket each and every day. You buy unga 150 today, tomorrow it's 170. So it actually cuts across. So you find that if we are not able also to live according adjust according to the times that we're living in, you find that you are now making the person to feel the pinch. Yes, we understand that the job market is also suffering in the same vein, but also we employers outside there need to understand and maybe adjust. If there is an inflation from one side, they also need to look at the other people. Also, number three, we also need to give trainings to the workforce. Let them understand their rights during this time. I tell them you have a right to be heard, you have a right to equal pay, you have also a right to complain when things are not working and stuff like that. Then lastly, we also need to emphasize on people taking rest. You see, work is important. The work will always be there. We will work and go. So many people worked before and they are no longer there, but the work is still there. So we also need to be talking about that. How much time do you use to rest? So many people use, for example, the Labor Day period. Instead of sitting at home, maybe just having fun, or maybe going with your family because it's a holiday. Everyone is at home. Maybe, majority of people are not working. You see, so how do you go for nature walk? Do you go for swimming? Do you bond with family and stuff like that? Do you just relax your mind? Do you even maybe sleep a lot, maybe increase from 8 normal 8 hours to maybe 10, 12, just to ensure that you have that total rest? Do you go to a spa? Do you maybe do a spa? Like, for example, just taking your time, getting a massage, or doing something that will just make you relieve that stress and that tiredness out of your body. So are we emphasizing on such? Because if you just talk about maybe how are we going to grow the economy, how are we going to put food on the table, how are we going to increase your pay, and you're not telling me how I will take care of my body that I'll be using to work, we're also missing the mark.
Okay. Sylvia, we meet someone else, they'll say, hii siku wametuharibia tu, tungefanya tu kazi. Why that?
Okay, right now, where we are economically, so during COVID, so many people lost their jobs, right? And they never got it back.
Yeah, sure.
The economy is so bad right now that people don't think about rest. People don't think about hanging out with friends. That is long way gone. People think about how will I pay school fees? How will I eat? How will my kids eat? How will I dress? You know? And right now, there are no spaces, there are no opportunities for work and for jobs outside here. So the little opportunity that people get, so those people who are in businesses, they take each and every day serious. To them, every day is a working day. I have a couple of friends who never joke about days of working. They can't do anything aside work. Every day it's waking up, their mind is programmed that if today I won't go at work, my life is wasted. Not that day, the entire life. The entire life is wasted. So if you check these people, you just see that there's something that they don't know. So we really need to look into it, like what don't they know, and how are we going to make them know? How are we going to prove to them that whatever you don't know is the missing mark? Maybe that which you don't know is causing you to be stagnant here, and that which you're supposed to know should elevate you to the next level and the next step. But people are already caged in their minds that I can only sustain myself through working.
Yeah.
And through working is meaning waking up 8 a.m. I've already opened my business. By 9 p.m. I've already closed.
Yeah.
Seen the next day, you know.
Yeah.
And some will feel that their day is wasted because everybody has a goal.
Yeah.
And so many people in business, they'll have a goal and they'll have a vision board and they know the ways to get to those goals and the ways to reach those vision goals. And to them, those ways is just working every day. That's why I'm saying people, there's something that they don't know about work and about rest. There's a gap between work-life balance. So many people outside here do not know about the work-life balance. They only know about work balance. The life has been put apart. Right? So if you tell someone like that who knows, who has programmed his or her own mind that the only way I can sustain myself and family and career is by only waking up each and every day to work and no resting, for them they will take that day as a waste.
Okay, good. That's on. What should be the right relation between work and pay?
The right relation is simple. I think the first thing is, okay, we know we cannot always have maybe equal pay in terms of maybe the personnels, because if you are a manager, maybe you're a director, a supervisor, and a normal worker, you'll always have these gaps in pay because it's normal. One is maybe the owner or my superior, something of that sort. So what I want to say is this. Also, let's say, for example, we are in a company and someone, you know, as an employer, that my employees are really trying. So what you should do is, as much as you're maybe giving them that 30,000, that 35,000, and there are also these deductions. Also, you as a person, you should also maybe curate things, those that motivate them as people. For example, employee of the month, or maybe something that can just reward them, so for them to feel okay, or maybe add an extra coin to themselves. For example, we used to have a company, I won't mention the name, whereby you used to get maybe weekly, you find a few people who are being sent for trainings, and when they go for those trainings, they are paid. You get some per diems or maybe sitting allowance or something. So you find that before even you wait for your own salary, there's already some money that is circulating as people. So you don't actually focus on how much you get paid at the end of the month. You are, as long as you are comfortable also getting something in between. So we know you cannot actually pay beyond, employers cannot go beyond, but there's this way that you can always use to motivate your employee to feel that they are valued, they are cared for, and actually their effort is being noticed. And when you do that as an employer, it is easier for you. You won't see all this rampant thing. Even if maybe if let's say things go under and you have to default, when you tell them this month you're going to maybe delay your salary or something, they will understand, because they know Jeff is always a good employer. So when he says this, it means that things are not okay, but we trust him that next month he will make things okay. So I think that is what should be there, whereby as much as you cannot pay everyone equally, but try to bring a balance between these people who are earning low. How can you try to at least bridge that gap between the ones who are superior and those that are inferior?
Good. Sylvia, we have great scenarios and different scenarios where you find the working hours are too long for what I'm getting or the pay that I receive. What stress comes in when it comes to the point you're working too hard? Punde imetoka. Then you find what you're paid can't reflect or even look like what the hours that you're working.
Okay. First thing, your body will be affected. Fatigue. And stress also. Because if you are working long, okay, let me talk about a company, but I won't mention its name. It's a company that it's trying to show that it's really embracing the fact that youths are unemployed. A big number of youths are unemployed. And right now they're really trying to employ thousands of youths, I think each and every month. But the work environment is pathetic. I would say pathetic because I've had 4 clients coming from that place, and I've seen the depth of the working long hours, what it's doing to people. And one thing I'll say, it will first interfere with your mental state. Your mental status will really be interfered with. And again, fatigue, and this may lead to sickness, you know.
Yeah.
And one thing I would tell people, if you know very well that you're working outside there and the pay does not qualify the number of hours you agreed to work out. Because I believe for me to get employed and for my employer to employ me, there's an agreement that we have, like both of us.
Yeah.
And if you tell me these are my working hours and I get comfortable with, then I should be working those hours. I should not prolong by 2 hours, by 3 hours, by reason of you demanding that I should work with that. And that's one thing I've seen with people, also youths. People are so desperate about works. People are so desperate about jobs that they don't care.
Yeah.
Even if this person will tell me that I'm going to work for 15 hours and the agreement was 7 hours, I'll still work because after this, I don't know where to
With
go.
the same pay.
Yeah, with the same pay. So I think people should really be knowledgeable about their rights as employees. It's very key. Know your rights as an employee. Know your rights very well and embrace them. And the people who know, because we have people who know, but the implementation is so bad. So in spaces that we have employers, always encourage them to implement the laws that they have put at hand.
And we are still coming back to the rights. Yeah, so I think I should stop you there so that we don't get to where we are not still gone. And I think we are supposed to detach ourselves from the issues of state and employment, and we shall do this by doing something. And this is, what do you think, and this to Gladstone, what do you think our state or our country should do to workers and to maybe state employees to make sure that the work environment is suitable and fit for them?
One of the things that is very common is information. Information is power. If I know the information and I know I'm able to be told what I need to do as a person. For example, there are these even organizations that support workers. For example, we have COTU and many others. So you find that if employees are given information that try to explain to them what needs to be done, that will definitely help them. For example, if you are being maybe overworked, underpaid, or stuff like that, what do you do? How should you air out your views? Why should you not fear being maybe sacked, maybe fined, or maybe given a summon letter or something of that sort? So how do you even manage all these things? So when you have this information, it's always easier for you to even go and bargain with the managers or the owners and stuff. You tell them, no, look, I value your work. I know, I appreciate that you gave me this job, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is not working, and we need to talk about them. So that is one. And two, the government also should do something to protect. The same way they are protecting businesses and protecting the country, they should also protect the workforce. This is through putting in measures that ensure that everyone who is a Kenyan or a worker in Kenya is protected by the law. Whereby when something is being infringed, or maybe you feel like this person is getting going beyond what we even maybe agreed, and there are mechanisms put in place for me to maybe just understand this thing, because so many countries do that. Someone tells you, maybe what I know is that the law speaks about 8 to 5. So anything beyond 8 to 5, that is overtime to me. So you need to pay me extra. If you're not doing that, I'm not working here. And when you have everyone is talking about the same thing, you'll find that even the employers themselves, they'll be like, wait, we are dealing with an informed people here. These are civilized people, so we really need to do something. But when you find that only one person is speaking out of 10, you'll be called an inciter. And when you are being called an inciter and you go, then the 9 voices are silenced. Then everything else now continues to be the same. So what I will say is that the government should ensure that everyone is empowered. I don't know how they can do it. Maybe I know sometimes it's not possible to empower everyone, but at least they can just the way we always do this. These barazas whereby we have county forums and stuff, they should ensure that everyone is empowered as a people to understand what is business, what do I need to do when I'm in business or when I'm employed, and how can I seek help when things are not working. When people know all these things, you'll find that no one will be maybe mistreated in one way or the other, because now I have information and I know what to do when something arises.
Okay, I'll finish with Sylvia. Now, we've seen 2024, July, June, August, almost September, Gen Z protests. And this is because the government, or even we have youth that are so educated, that are so learned, so informed. And as you said, vijana wapewe kazi, wazee wapewe pesa. I wonder, if I work, hii pesa inapitia wapi ifike kwa mzee? Yeah, then I think we saw the project because there are some things that are not taken care of from the government to the young people. And as I said, we plant seeds so that we can harvest later. If we don't invest in our youth, what do we expect? And again, why do you think young people protest? In line with work.
I think what was so there was one of them was interviewed and said, I saw my mom struggle and I don't want to struggle like my mom.
Yeah.
That was what he said, which meant the mother maybe didn't have enough money for food,
sure.
for maybe schools and maybe the basic needs.
Yeah.
So you see, this person sees that the government is always promising jobs, maybe 100 jobs a year or maybe something of that sort, and they are not fulfilling from that aspect because if you see each and every day there are so many graduations. So many youth are graduating, so the job market is being flooded by people each and every day. And there is more inlet and no outlet, so people are coming in, no one is going out to work. So you find that those frustrations of life, and people see that now I don't have a job, and still maybe the government is not doing anything and no one else, but instead of many companies are being brought up, we seeing many are going under. So you start fearing for your future, like how now will we survive? No money, and no companies, no employment opportunities, and maybe the government is also not doing enough to create opportunities. And those that are few, maybe you find that there's no even maybe the competitive nature, maybe the government opening up the opportunities to everyone. When you go for an interview, you're told nana amekutuma instead of what is your qualification. So you find all these things they all boil up to something, and people need to speak them out, because when your mind is clogged, or maybe when your mind is it has too much pressure, you just need to relieve it. And through relieving it, you find that so many people going to the streets, and when they go to the streets, most of them are just, even if we know maybe they were protesting about the finance bill and stuff like that, but majorly it was this thing that life is hard. We don't have jobs, we don't have money. So as much as we appreciate that maybe you cannot employ all of us, but maybe create some rooms and some ways in which people can also be self-employed. Bring in incentive capitals, show us some ways, give us some trainings. How can we survive on our own? So I think the government is missing a mark in this aspect, because we know and we appreciate the fact that the government cannot employ everyone. But we also know that the government is able to enter into collaboration with so many countries, so many investors, and so many people who are willing to invest in the young people. So they should maybe change tune, instead of creating jobs out of nowhere. They should now be more pragmatic and maybe more practical in their ways of doing things. Train the youth on how to be self-sustainable, and show them how they can maybe bring something. How can they be employers, not employees? And when you give them this power to be employers, it means that now if I am an employer and I employ 5 more people, it means from the job market I've removed 6 people. So it means that I'm creating an outlet. So if 10 people can do the same thing, that is 50 people, 50 plus you, that is 60 people outside the job who now have jobs. And now we find that this money circulation. Someone asked me the other day, hii mwaka mzima umewahi okota pesa? Nikamwambia hii mwaka sijaokota pesa. Mwisho niliokota pesa lini? Nikamwambia there is no circulation. Mtu ana pesa, sasa utaangusha kitu hauna. Feature exactly. Unatembea ukiguzaguza hivi show iko hapo. You see, so because people are wondering how are we going to I can't lose even a kobo. A 5 bob cannot go missing, you see, because if it goes missing, budget yangu imeharibika. So I think it's time for the government to just look at how can we now stop training people to seek jobs. How can we now start training people to be employers? How can they start their own enterprises, so that at least we, instead of asking government for jobs, now we bring these people who are flooding the market, who have expertise, to come and work for us.
That's a good one. Gladstone. People don't know Gladstone is a journalist at the same time. So, Sylvia.
Yes.
There is a point that Gladstone has put across, and I would. Can we have a law that will give a limit of a time that someone should work for a government?
I feel yes. Because this government, so many people who are in office are not supposed to be there.
Yeah. Because of time.
Because of
the
time.
period and
because again even
education.
age and even the education level and all that.
Yeah.
I feel there's so much tribalism and so much corruption in our country right now. And even when we narrow it to the aspect of youths,
Yeah.
we can debate about it, and you can find someone in the government saying that we have youth funds, we have like laws that support youths. But my question is, which youths? You know,
Yeah.
I normally say we have youths and different youths. There are youths who belong to them.
Yeah.
I'm a youth,
Yes.
but my father is not an MP. So you cannot kunilinganisha na youth
Yeah.
whose dad is an MP. But this money that is supposed to reach me,
Yeah.
does it reach me?
It does not.
No, it does not. Why? Might it be it reaches him because he has access more than I do? You know?
Yeah.
And I feel the government right now, and what I'm saying right now, what I would love to encourage the Gen Zs in 2027,
Yeah.
let's take part in leadership.
Yeah.
Let's believe ourselves in leadership.
Yeah.
Because right now we have people who have great minds,
Yeah.
and people who are energetic, people who are educated, people who know their rights,
Yeah.
and people who are willing even to make sure that their rights are being obeyed and followed to the letter. And about the time frame,
Yeah.
just as teachers, they retire at 60.
Yeah.
But do people in government retire at 60? I normally see people in government even at 70. What's so different with them than with teachers?
Yeah.
What are they still doing in office for the past 50 years? In that Labor Day, I was seated somewhere and someone was like, kwani huyu atuoli as a kangi, like ever since I was young, ever since I was a baby, right now I'm a mother
Yeah.
of two. I only know kotu. When I hear kotu, I just know atuoli. You know,
Yeah.
so that should be alarming. That should really be alarming. And what is the government doing about it? Can someone in that space empower another youth,
Yeah.
so that this another youth in 5 years atakuwa amejibuild,
Yeah.
and in this 5 years he will be able, she will be able to empower someone else, and we grow like that.
Yeah.
That's how growth comes. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great one. Remember, you're watching EBN TV, the Spheres of Life, and this is the engine that drives a nation, and this is Labor Day edition 05/05/2025. Gladson, I've seen and I saw our leaders trying to draft manifestos that we don't see them coming to work. And sometimes I would think that you do 2 manifestos or 2 items in a manifesto, then you do 1, or even you do 5, then you do 2. We've seen a promise of works from abroad, and we've seen scams and scammers. And we've just seen one from the state just a few days ago. What do you make of such an item in a manifesto?
I think that is where now the government goes wrong, because you see, you cannot promise what you cannot give.
Yeah.
If we know it's politics, but there are some things that are very sensitive, and
Yeah.
people, you don't play with the people's desperation for your own gains.
Yeah.
They will definitely turn against you. So, for example, we have seen so many people who are, before even the government itself initiated the
Yeah.
process of taking people, wanazita kazi majuu initiative, whereby people go abroad to
Yeah.
seeking jobs, which is a good initiative,
Yeah.
because we know, probably we appreciate the fact that maybe labor outside there is needed more, maybe more than in Kenya, because maybe here we don't have enough spaces for
Yeah.
everyone, which is good, people being taken outside.
Yeah.
But also the government we cannot be faulting quacks outside here,
Yeah.
and also include government in the quacks. That's a very dangerous thing,
Yeah.
because as a government, people trust you. You know, when our president says tomorrow everyone will be sent to 1,000 shillings on their mobile phones. Everyone should be believing that because that is the president speaking.
Yeah.
That's authority, type
Yeah.
of authority.
Yeah.
So you don't come and tell us that, for example, if a CS tells us that government is going to find jobs for people outside there, people come and apply for jobs and you go, people believe that because this is CS. You see, there are very many links circulating on social media whereby people try to apply for jobs. We don't trust them. But when you see a CS, you see government. So when government do these things and people start complaining, you start even losing more credibility because already people are suffering, people are feeling a lot of pain, pressure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want is now the government being part of the quacks.
Yeah.
So you start asking yourself now, if I'm conned outside there, outside of this country, where will I run to if it is the government that has brought me here? You see, so it brings a lot of problems. So what I will say is this: sending people abroad is a good idea because we also know in terms of how them coming to invest in Kenya and maybe bringing this money, just circulation of money, because if I work abroad and I have a family in Kenya, it means monthly I'll be sharing something with them. I'll be sending some upkeep, some money to my family. So Kenya will also be gaining because there will be a lot of forex exchange and stuff like that. And also the level of poverty in so many areas will maybe reduce. But now we don't expect as a time like this to us where we are struggling with so many deaths in Saudi Arabia, so many cases of human rights violation in maybe Qatar. We don't expect the government and Lebanon, and we don't expect now the government to now be part of the problem when we expect the government to be part of the solution, whereby now when things don't work well, we run to the government. So I'll say this as I conclude on this matter. The CA should come out clean and just stop giving false hope. If there are no jobs, stop telling people their jobs. You see, if they are not there, just say we are negotiating to see if we'll find even more labor market. For now, we only have space for 500 youths. We will take them. If the 500 go and proceed, because people will know. If I'm taking away from Huruma and taken to Saudi Arabia, Qatar or somewhere, people in my area will know what I say. Pana Gladstone alienda na hiyo kazi za gavazi na work. It's real because people know. You see, watu wanaulizangu wewe kwa area yako nani amewaienda? Mimi sijaiona mtu huku. Huku pia wewe nani amewaienda huku? Hakuna. You see, so people start wondering, hapana. Kama wewe huku kwa watu 1 million hata mtu mmoja alienda, then you start questioning yourself, what is this happening? So I think the government should just come out clean, say this is what we need. I also heard sometime we were saying that some of them are not qualified. I didn't see where it was written the type of qualification they need. So tell people like we need plumbers, we need maybe drivers, we need mechanics, or this is the type of labor that we're exporting. There's a time, I don't know if it's in which regime, where we were people were being sent to UK as nurses. I don't know if it's last year or maybe in the Uhuru regime. And it was so genuine. People used to go do the English test, some fail. People made fun of that. Nasa naanguka English kitu unaongea unaanguka. But we saw people being exported to UK and they are there working. So when you do such, people you get that credibility. People appreciate that the government is doing something. So even if you just take 5 people outside there, it's enough. You don't need to pull up a big crowd for PR to show that you're working. Then at the end of the day, people start saying that serikali imekula pesa yetu. It's become even more dangerous.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Okay, our time is running short, but I think we can finish the show next week. Sure. Yeah, because we have a lot of things that we need to cover, and people are taken advantage of out there when it comes to work. It comes to that time, so I think we shall. Okay, we have like 4 minutes, but we shall be concluding with something good. We have Sylvia Wageshi, psychologist and entrepreneur, and Glasson Obama, director, Ghetto Community Network. They are helping us to understand what we need to understand when it comes to Labor Day. And I'm reading some of the comments that you've sent as you come back from the show, and we call it a great day for us. So let me see who's opening for us the comment section. I think I have we have Christina Jeff tuned in. Thank you. We have Susan Wangui, and this overworking is leading to abnormal fatigues. That's sure. We've Dan Velistas, tapping blessings from Kayole. We've Sharon Visiawa, my people. We've Sharon Visiawa again. Your mental wellness matter. And I think we've a lot of comments that are coming in, but they're not opening up. I think because of time, I will be responding to them one by one because I don't see them loading. So because of time, we get to yes, we've again Dina Mwanya. Good evening, our host, Eastlands well represented. We have Simon Peter Odek. It is always a blessing tuning in. Thank you. We've Cheryl Mageni, another journalist. Gladson Hart Madine, you are doing an amazing job. Kudos. NGO should support you. Okay. Susan Wangui, the show already started na mimi nimekwama tu kwa news. Okay, Simon Peter Odek again, nice show. Susan Wangui tuned in from Jericho, and the topic is good. Esther K music getting blessed. We have Diana again. These are good conversation, guys. Our health is of more value than the money that we get. I concur with you on that one. We all need rest from our busy work. Said we have Christina, Jeff tuned in, and I think we have Elizabeth Kathike following the show. Is late. Okay, thank you. So I think I give you like 1 minute. Then what your final word? I wanted to get deeper into the factors that one should consider when it comes to remunerations of employees. But I think that is something that is so deep we shall get to it next Sunday.
Okay.
So I give you space for your final word.
Okay. For those who are watching me today, I would really encourage us, in as much as we know how important working is, but sit down, check, double check, recheck, and think about your health first. Do not prioritize work first. Work is really important, but your health is more important than that work, because you cannot work when you're not healthy. First, your priority each and every day, waking up, do as much as you can for you to be healthy, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and even socially, because we are social beings. Being at work, it means you're relating with people. Emotionally, it's for you, for yourself. Physically, it's for yourself again, because it will really help you to reduce fatigue, some sicknesses that come out as a result of fatigue, and mentally, stress. Stress really hits a lot, and stress inaendanga to gradually changing and progressing into worse and worse and worse states, causing even depression and all that. So it's really key for you today. Sit down, check, do I prioritize work more than my health? If you do that, I'm challenging you today. Sit down, rearrange your schedules, rearrange your priorities, and put your health first.
Okay, good. Your social media handles?
You can find me on TikTok as Sylvia Werimo, Instagram, Sylvia Praise.
Good.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, first and foremost, Labor Day is a day where we celebrate one another. Anything that you do to make yourself better, that one matters. So we celebrate you as a people. Then number two, remember that you matter. You cannot work when you're not there. So you need to exist first so that you may work. So always take care of yourself. Do self-care. Self-care is very important. It includes very basic things. Just sleep well, go and swim if you can swim, go and do nature walks. There's so many cheap places whereby you can just find great places for going to relax and maybe just talk to other people. Also have a good bond with your family members. Always have this time to maybe debrief, talk about how your day is, talk about how you feel about everything. Hata kama mwinde amekusumbua, or maybe you go to Isili or amekusumbua, talk about them with the people. That one helps you to remove all the pressures and stresses of life out of your life. So you'll find that you're becoming even more productive. You are able to take care of yourself better, and also those people who are your dependent, because if you are a mother, you have kids. If you are a father, you also have your children. So you need to be better for them, and you also need to be better for yourself, because if you cannot take care of yourself, it is very hard for you to take care of other people.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. Your social media handles?
So if you want to interact with me, it is Gladson Obwamu or Gladson Madin in all social media platforms, from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. All social media platforms, including even YouTube. I'm everywhere. So you can you can just talk to me. Or I'm also a mental health champion. So if you're going through anything and you feel like maybe you need someone to talk to, just hit me on any of my social media platforms, and we'll have a conversation and maybe help one another in one way, because you are not alone. We are here for you.
Yes, and that's great. As we do here on the Spheres of Love, we say, don't die alone, because we belong to one another and we are our own. And if you can swim, swim, but don't drown. With big thanks to EBN TV, the Spheres of Life, and to our guests, Sylvia Wangeshi, psychologist and entrepreneur, and Gladson Obwamo, director, Ghetto Grinders Network. Thank you for coming, and the topic has been the engine that drives a nation, and this was Labor Day edition. I've been your host, Jeff Kimayu. Until we meet again next Sunday, thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, thank you for sharing, and thank you for even being part of this great team. Thank you, and God bless you. Goodbye.